like it. Okay, okay. Hey, Shalom, Akim. First off, we'd like to give all praise to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai,
Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Ufak,
Ufak,
Wadash.
Wadash.
We like to give double honors to the apostles of GMS. We'd like to say double honors to the kinetic elders of GMS, our big brothers. We'd like to say greetings and salutations to the brothers in this country and all over the world who are prophesying in the true name of what you people ignorantly call God in Christ. The true name is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right, which is the power of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and anybody who derives from that lineage on their father's side, all right, who are scattered abroad. Shalom, all right. So at you coming at you with a show. This show is going to be entitled World War III. I forget what it was, pretty long one, but Iran threatens America, right, or the U.S. We have articles to bring in on that, and and then you have protesting going on all over the world, man, like civil unrest, and we're talking about some serious protesting, people dying, a lot of sedition amongst the world, and this is not being broadcasted on your so-called reliable U.S. news, So,
No, no.
okay, you know. So this is why we're bringing out through the spirit of Yahweh Shemai Shai, bringing you truth through the Heavenly Father and His Son, overall to the nation of Israel, but to the whole world, man. Because that's what a prophet does. He goes out there, condemns the world, but then at the same time, in efforts to wake up the elect. All right, and that's what this show is going to cover, man. And overall, it's the Most High working in all the stuff that you see that's going on in your news right now, as far as all the problems like civil unrest around the world. You have a lot of protesting going on nonstop in France, a lot of those European countries. Okay, you have again, man, a lot of tension between these countries against the U.S. The rhetoric, man, is getting more threatening. Okay, because again, you had. And this all, again, being done by Yahweh by Shemai Shai, the power of the nation of Israel, the power of the universe in this world, who's going to bring World War III, okay, to planet Earth. All right, and Yahweh Shai, the deliverer, is going to interrupt that, man. All right, and save the elect out of here. This is all biblical prophecy. Okay, so again, it's the Most High through Yahweh Shai that's bringing us all this turmoil over the world, man. Just like how we all are in how should I say, we're all in lost the word, I'm trying to get the word out. We're all involved in today's like social stuff that goes on, with movies or social media or pop culture, right? So everybody knows about Infinity War and Endgame or Infinity War, that movie, The Avengers. And one example of that, to the Infinity War, if you look up at one of the older movies, I think the first or second Avengers, that what it was, sorry to get sidetracked, but I'm just using an example, right? That you had Thanos, who was really bringing all this turmoil over to the Avengers, causing certain Avengers to go against each other. Okay, so it's the same thing that the Most High is doing. He's gathering all the nations to go against each other. He's making all the, even as small as what's coming out their mouth. Russia threatening America, Iran threatening U.S., U.S. threatening Iran. Who do you think is doing that? All the civil unrest and protesting going on all over the world. Who's doing that? Okay, it's Yahweh by Shemai Shai. The Lord said He's going to do that. He was gather His nations, all right, and to start this World War III. And the Lord Yahweh Shai, He's going to come back on earth to interrupt that war. You got something?
Yeah. This is Zephaniah 3:8. It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey."
Yeah, and that's right, and that's happening now. That's why the scriptures say, what in Luke, can you get that quick? That's one of your favorite scriptures to bring out. In your souls, possess patience or something.
Oh yeah,
They're saying it wrong. It's a lot saying it wrong. All right, because to be a man of the Lord, okay, you have to wait. And that's not easy, You have to wait. I mean, actually, it is very easy, because, a man of the Lord will understand That we have to rely on Yahweh Shema Shai for his power to do his will in his word, in his work. Okay? And what's the will and the work? The will and the work is to carry on that spiritual power and to do what the Lord wants us to do with that spiritual power, which is exterminate the wicked and wake up and save the elect. All right? Heal the sick, heal the blind, and so on and so forth, man. Yeah, so
Right. This is Luke 21:19. It says, real quick, it says, "In your patience possess ye your souls."
yeah, in your patience possess ye your souls. In your patience possess ye your souls, meaning if we're patient, we have to be patient enough to wait for the Lord, because we do, we have power through his spirit to save our souls out of here. All right? The elect men are going to do that. All right, so back to
Zephaniah 3:8. It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey."
Yes, you got to be patient in these last days. Don't give up. I mean, you're gonna get weak. You're gonna be strong. You're gonna get weak. This ride in this truth is always gonna be a roller coaster, including your emotions. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you don't want to lose the Lord's name, and you want to wait upon Him. People lose their emotions, get lost in their feelings, and fall out the truth. You get lost in your feelings and fall out the truth. That means you weren't patient enough. But this is the time we see clearly these prophecies are coming to pass, man. We see the turmoil, we see the World War III about to happen, and we're almost there. We're right at the finish line. So it's important to be patient. It's important to wait for the Lord to fight for us and to avenge us. He said He's going to do it. Did He not say He was going to bring civil unrest amongst the world? Did He not say that there was going to be rumors of wars and earthquakes in diverse places and so on and so forth? Is it not true that this is happening right now? So if the Lord says, wait for Him, right? Then we got to wait for Him. Because what's the last part? It says, until I rise up against the prey. The last part.
It says, "Wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey."
Yeah, and that's happening now. He's rising up against the prey. Who's the prey? Start with the so-called white man, the nation of Edom, you Edomites, all right, you other nations. You're the prey, and the men of the Lord, they're gonna feast on you, man. All right, we're gonna be hunting you down, like it says in Jeremiah 16:16, through the Spirit of the Lord. All right, because the nation of Israel, we've been your prey, we've been your target. We fill up the jail cells. We get gunned down in the streets. We are censored from who we are as a people. We don't know our power. We don't know who we are. We don't know our nationality. We've been slandered and lied upon. So on and so forth. First of all, we've been brought here to do slavery. So we've been your prey. Now the flow is going to flip. But I had to explain that to say what? The Lord is rising up against the prey by all this civil unrest, by World War III rumors coming along. The Lord's about to raise up on you other nations, man. Especially you so-called white man, because you're the devil.
It says, "For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdom."
Shalom out there, brothers on the common board. Shalom, Markin. Sorry.
It says, "For my determination is to gather the nations."
Yeah, you see that? My determination. Determination, another word for determination is will. So the Lord's will, and will means choice. The Lord's choice is for Him to gather the nations, man. And this is what's happening. You can't deny that. That doesn't mean that He's going to gather the nations and to keep it for Himself like in a museum somewhere. No, the Lord means, what it means by that, He's gathering the nations for this World War III. The third woe that's been prophesied in the Bible, that we've always been talking about through the Spirit. Start with our apostles. They've been out there for over 30 years, man, bringing this out. You can start with Abba Bibbins and then further back more, because where do you think these scriptures are coming from? These are thousands-year-old scriptures. Prophecy. Again, Salah.
It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation."
Yeah, so I shall assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation. And indignation means what? Righteous anger. Okay, so you can get angry, man. Esau or the so-called white man is doing social media, hate speech or what he thinks is hate. That's not right. You the damn devil. You brought people against their will to do slavery. You show nothing but hate to the nation of Israel, and now you want to define what hate is on your social media platforms, man. When every day you show hate to our people, right? In the ghetto, in the TVs, in society, we're not respected. You know, but now you want to define hate. So like that last part again.
It says, "For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation."
Yeah, so his indignation, the Most High has righteous anger. All right, so an emotion being angry, there's nothing wrong with being angry if you believe in God, man. Because if you believe in the Most High, you're supposed to hate everything that goes against our power, goes against our morals, our truth, or the Most High's truth, or in His morals and His laws. This whole world is set up against the Most High, against truth. Which truth lies on a certain people, the nation of Israel, and it comes from our power, starting with His Son, Yahweh Shai. So righteous anger is gonna be befalling on you other nations, man. And we're right at that time. The Lord's already been doing it, you know, but it's just gonna get even worse, man. You know, and the Lord's and it's starting already. You see what's going on with Venezuela, and all these countries all over the world with food riots, food shortages, cannibalism. You know, all this stuff that's going on all around the world is gonna happen in America. And it's already happening now. You got certain groups going against the government. You got certain Antifa, or a group called Antifa, anti-fascist. They're against the big government. You got other groups called out there. What's another one? I always forget. We got other groups going against the government out there in America. You know, going against the elected leaders, because people are tired of people are tired of this totalitarian government, or the international bankers, or whatever have you, man.
Right, and yeah, and the indignation that the Lord is going to use to pour upon America and these other countries, all those missiles, man.
That's right.
Right, because those missiles are the ICBM missiles that these other nations are working to obtain. Those are biblical, man. You want to see?
Yeah, I can't see the comment. Oh, I could go on mine too, right?
It says, yeah, so the indignation that the Lord is going to use to pour upon Esau and these other nations are those missiles, you know, which these other nations are working hard to obtain. Right, so let me read that part again. It says, to pour upon them mine indignation. Right, it says, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. What's the fire of the Lord's jealousy? The fire of the Lord's jealousy are going to be those ICBM nuclear missiles, you know? All right, which is going to, it tells you in Isaiah 24:20, the earth shall shake to and fro. How's the earth going to shake to and fro? It's going to happen by way of those ICBM nuclear missiles. Right? So that's why, that's what the Lord is doing right now. The Lord's purpose of gathering these nations and having wars and rumors of wars, kingdom against kingdom. The purpose is he's going to gather them in one area to start that, or to kick off the World War III. And once they're in one area, that's when the Lord is going to return to destroy all the hosts of the nations and deliver his elect. Okay? Oh, that's Brother Pashai. Hey, Shalom.
Oh, hey, Pashai, Shalom, Michael.
Pashai's in the house. All right, so that was it on that. You want to get your articles? Or
yeah, let me bring us some, that's all a comment, but it's hard to ignore, but whatever.
Yeah.
We'll keep pushing. Maybe some of them comment board attacking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me get an article here. The first one, Salah. Okay, right here. So this is what really started the premise of the show. Okay, this article here on Express. All right, it's called Express.
Express.com.
Yeah, it's like Express.com. Actually, it's from the UK.
Mm-hmm.
All right, UK news network. It says here, World War III alert. Okay, a World War III alert. Iran sends stark warning to Trump. We will, and this is the quote, we will hit you in the head. Okay? We will hit you in the head. Okay?
That Iran said that to.
Yeah, Iran said that to the U.S. Okay, so I'm gonna just read a little bit, and you know whatever you want to say or bring out. All right, so it says here, Iran has warned if the U.S. makes a military move against the Middle Eastern nation, it will hit them in the head, as tensions between the two powers continue to rise. All right, it says, forgive me, I can't say his name. Amari Riali Hajizada, I can't say it, sorry. Amari Hajizada, head of Iran's Revolutionary Guards. I remember I believe we did a show on that, talking about the Revolutionary Guards were by the U.S. labeled terrorist. All right, so there's always been tension between Iran and the U.S., right? But as of a few weeks ago, maybe a month or 3 weeks ago, the U.S. made some major allegations, man, and called the Iranian government, which is basically like the I should have called them like the
What the IRGC? They're the National Guard.
yeah, there you go. Thank you. So, the National Guard of that country, basically. Okay.
Right.
So the U.S. labeled them as terrorist, a terrorist organization, man. So once you say that you know, this is what this whole world is so-called fighting against, the big bad terrorist that's destroying the whole world, you know. But really the real fact to that is that America, they're the terrorists, man. They're the ones, if you know anything out there, that fund all these terrorist programs, that train these terrorist programs, that actually create these terror programs, man, from the CIA. Okay, I mean, you're not gonna find that in your major news because you're not supposed to. You know, it's supposed to be hidden from the public. All the stuff you see around you is controlled by the international bankers, and as far as and including terrorist organizations. So again, it's locked. So America calls Iran a part of the government terrorist. So it got even worse since then. Okay. And then Iran calls in return calls U.S. terrorists, and now it's just the rhetoric just been getting worse and worse. So it says, head of Iran's Revolutionary Guards Aerospace Division boasted to the Iranian students news agency an aircraft carrier that has at least 40 to 50 planes on it and 6,000 forces gathered within it. It was a serious threat for us in the past, but now the threats have switched to opportunities. If the Americans make a move, we will hit them in the head. His words come shortly after an Iranian leader warned U.S. President Donald Trump the U.S. fleet dispatched to the Persian Gulf will face dozens of missiles if it attempts any move, raising the prospect of a direct explosive military confrontation. So again, the U.S. This is after Iran found out there was a U.S. fleet that was dispatched to the Gulf of Mexico. You know, ships, submarines, planes. You know, basically military forces sent to Iran borders and surrounding that area. Okay, so they responded and said, "Look, man, we'll hit you in the head," and they got the capability to do that, man. Like the scriptures say. A matter of fact, can we get that? Oh, you got something?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Isaiah. I don't know if you getting that.
Probably was.
Isaiah 14. I'll read
Let
it.
the weak say I'm strong. No, it doesn't matter.
It says this is Isaiah 14 and 16. It says, They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
Yeah, that's the spirit. That's it.
Okay, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
Yeah, that's the spirit. That's what I was looking for. The spirit. Kind. So again, so like
it says, Isaiah 14 and 16, They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Yeah.
That did shake kingdoms?
That did shake kingdoms, and yeah, that's a fact. What time in history did a country shake the kingdoms, or we'll say scare other nations on planet Earth? What time in history did that happen? Where one nation on planet Earth scared the living hell out of all the other nations? Because that's what that scripture's talking about. Well, it happened with America, man. When they dropped the bomb, Hiroshima or in Nagasaki in Japan. Hence, Fat Boy, Little Boy. Okay, the Manhattan Project. If you go into that, the atomic bomb was dropped in Japan by America. That ended the war, World War II, and all other nations got in line. All right, and we're so afraid of America, man. Nobody crossed America. Now you have these past 20 years. Nations been getting less scared because they've been growing their own military and building their own military power. Now it's come to the point in 2019, especially the past 10 years, in 2019, that you have other nations not even hesitating to talk shit to America. And they're saying bold sayings too. So that's prophecy. Okay, all this stuff. See, we just got the article here in Express News, right? And what did Iran say to America? We will hit them in the head. Okay, that's showing that a nation's not scared of this America no more. Because once at a time, America did shake all the kingdoms. Now you have people countries like Iran. You got countries like China, countries like North Korea, constantly threatening with ease American government, man. Not with no fear.
Narrowly looking upon them. That's these other nations narrowly looking upon. I should start a little bit above. Yeah. Let me start at 10. It says Isaiah 14:10. It says, "And they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?" Now, what do they mean? The other nations, meaning that America is becoming weak like the other nations, or they're becoming on more of an evil playing field. Why? Because all these other nations, they're building up their military might. They're building up their nuclear capability, right? So that pride that America once had is getting brought low down by now by all these other nations. They're becoming as strong as America. They're not the only ones with, right? Because back then they were the only ones with that bomb.
Yeah.
Which back then it was an atomic bomb. But now it's progressed to atomic, to hydrogen, to now it's nuclear.
Nuclear, yeah.
Right. So, right. So now other nations, they have nuclear capability. It's not only America. Right. It says, verse 11: "Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of the vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee." That pomp that is brought down, if you go into the word pomp, it means pride.
Yep.
The pride of America is falling, man. Whether you believe it or not, I'm not speaking about the other, the regular peon.
Yeah, they're still profitable as hell. They're in the Disneyland.
Yeah, the gung ho America's the six-pack Joe beer drinking Americans. You think that America is stronger than they actually are, but really, America and its military, they're spread thin. Why? Just like in Rome. That's why this is spiritually the second leg of Rome, because in Rome, what happened? The military was spread thin throughout different regions, just like America, right? I believe it was like a few years ago when Obama was in presidency, America was involved in about 12 to 13 different wars.
Yeah.
Right? So America's army, they're spread thin, right? Mm-hmm. It says, verse 12, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?" That's you want, right?
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
Right. It says, which didst weaken the nations, because it was America that put fear throughout all the nations on the planet Earth. How? Through those two bombs they dropped in Japan, Nagasaki, in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Fat Man and Little Boy. They struck fear throughout all the nations. So what? They were the ones that weakened the nations through their military.
And another example of America weakening those nations is that not only did he bomb them, right? Not only did he bomb them, destroy their cities, destroy their whole cities and development, their schools, whatever were in their cities. That's destruction. He weakened them that way, and then he weakened their economy by destroying their cities. Because they're not just when you're bombing places, you're bombing jobs, you're bombing news networks in that country, you're bombing printing places in that country, you're bombing schools in that country. So you're destroying their economy. That's how you weaken them. And overall, when World War II ended, right, you had a lot of you had a lot of countries after the war that were decimated, man, that were isolated. So what happened? Much after that, all businesses came from America. So World War II really started the 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 um the industrial
revolution.
I mean, it started already, this revolution. But, well, yeah, no, you're right. It started at the beginning of the 1900s, but yeah, it established America.
Right.
The industrial era. That's after World War II. It established America as a superpower through its industrious companies.
That's how the 50s. That's how in
That's
the
what I was
50s.
going to. Yeah, with Detroit, with making cars, GM was it GMC?
Yeah.
Or the Ford?
Yeah. Motor City, they call it.
Motor City, yeah.
That's how America was able to make so much money.
That's how
they became that superpower.
That was actually the first great business were its car companies.
Right.
That's another whole topic, another whole issue. But and that's another reason why the whole car industry is booming, because what do you need to run a car? You need gasoline. You need fuels.
Steel.
Steel. They were big producer in steel, big producer in cars. Well, to make the cars, and then they had to confiscate oil, because if you notice something, all these wars that America fights are in countries where they have oil, or where they so-called need help, where so-called innocent people are dying and they need help in. It's all those countries that they have oil in, because there's countries that need help that America's not in. I mean, he's in each country, but he's not trying to, confiscate, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah, the brother Pashai, he said what we were saying. He was saying they do all that and they robbing their resources.
Yep.
So they break their country down, and they as well as stealing their natural resources.
That's right.
From that country.
Brother Pashai is right, man. Yeah. Another point is that how do you weaken a nation? Is that you make that nation in debt. Okay, that's another. People don't really know the rules of engagement with war. Is that when a country decimates another country, let's use for example Afghanistan or something like that, right? When America decimates Afghanistan's government, what happens then? According to the rules of engagement or the rules of war, that country that beats that other country or decimates them, they're responsible for building that country back up now. But it's all a Ponzi scheme, man, because that country that's according to the rules of engagement, that country that's supposed to rebuild that country, where that decimated country like Afghanistan, where are they supposed to get their contracts from to build that country back again? Well, they got to get it through America. They got to get it through American government. They got to get it through the American contractors. Which the American contractors and the American system is linked to NATO and is linked to the IMF, which the IMF is all linked to the international bankers. And all linked to the so-called, and who controls that? The so-called white man. You damn devils. It all goes back to you, man. It goes back to your demonic, devilish nation that's just controlling the whole world. So that's how you make a nation weak. When they gotta buy out contracts from the winning country, I guess, so to speak, right? And then it puts that country further in debt. So they buy these contracts through these certain companies that build up your schools, build up your roads, build up your all that stuff. And then America's setting puppet leaders up in there, right? And then that whole country is in debt to the other country to be built back up again. It's all a scheme. And now that country that was blasted by America, now so-called as democracy, they look good in the news, right? They're reformed. But what you don't know is that country is weak now, because now they're under the umbrella of America under debt. And that's how Esau conquers all these other nations, man. He forces them to buy stuff from them, whether by war or whether voluntarily or involuntarily. It all works toward his favor. The system is rigged for Esau. The system is rigged for international bankers to always win.
Yep. If you don't believe us, read the book Diary of an Economic Hitman. It explains all that, how countries are taken over. Okay, economically. It's taken over economically and through war. It's very simple. It's a very simple program, or it's a very simple formula.
Well, no, you're right. It's a program.
Yeah.
Because look, war is the biggest profit maker. When you see World War happening, which is right now, isn't the world going through a money kind of I'm a little lost of words, like a money problem right now all around the world, financial problems all around the world. It's a financial epidemic amongst all these countries. That's why you got Brexit trying to leave NATO. You got PIGS organization in Europe. You got all these countries trying to come together the countries are dropping the dollar. You know. So.
Right. So this brother brought out a scripture in Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51 and 7. A brother GMS laborers.
GMS laborers. Shalom,
Shalom.
Shalom.
It says Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, and hath made all the earth drunken. And that's true. Babylon is a code name for America. Right? You stupid people out there think that America is just going to be is not going to be just written in America. It's written in code words.
Yeah.
Okay. This Bible is written in
mystery.
Deep allegory. It's written in a mystery. It's not just going to say America. People think that America isn't in the Bible when in fact it is in America. I'm sorry. America is in the Bible. It's just not called America.
It has like 20 names in the Bible, man.
Mm-hmm. America is a powerful and strong nation, right? Aren't other strong nations throughout history in the Bible? Why wouldn't America be in the Bible? Okay, it is in the Bible. It's just not referred to as America or called America, right? It says Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, and that made all the earth drunken. And made all the earth drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Exactly, right? These other nations are mad and upset about America because they're pushing their democracy. They're pushing the way of America throughout all these other nations. I believe the brother put out a video last month. You had over there in one of those Arab countries. You had a bitch that climbed up on a pole and started twerking, man. What the hell you think?
What happened, man?
Well, you had a bitch in a turban,
climbing
up on a pole twerking. Where the hell you think she got that from? She got that from America because they push in America liberation towards women. In all these other countries, they know better, man. They know better than to give liberty to women, because once you do that, their society will go on a downfall.
I saw on a brother's show, I forget who it was, but he made a good point. He said, I think it was a brother from Mississippi, actually. I was looking at one of his. But he made a good point, saying that if the Most High were to come down on earth, right, that, he would favor a lot of these Middle Eastern societies, man. Because that's what more like you're supposed to be like. All right? Not like America. Westernized ideology or westernized way of thinking is totally not in the mind frame of what you people call God, man. And you people know it out there, man, inside. Well, you know what? I can't even say that. People are just so warped. They think this is life. Okay, but you made a quote. You said something about let me get something real quick. That the Bible's a mystery. I just got something real quick. This is Romans chapter 11. Because you said America is in the Bible. All right. And that basically the scriptures are a mystery, but it's only given on to the elect. Just want to get this out real quick. This is Romans chapter 11, verse 25. It says, for I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happening to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles come in. All right. I just wanted to show you that the mystery is in the scriptures. That kind of deals with something else. Deals with Israelite foreigners, like deals with the Israelites being scattered amongst all their nations around the world. But the point is that the Bible there's many mysteries in the Bible that are not told to you plainly. Okay, it doesn't mean it's not true. All right, America is in the Bible and it has many names. All right, Greek, mother of harlots, Babylon the Great, Assyria. All right, Rome. Has many names. Basra. Okay. Another one with a T.
Tyree,
believe, or Tyrus. All right, many names that refer to America in the Bible. Why? Because this Bible is a mystery, okay, and it's written in a Kodak form or allegory statements, like you were saying. All right. That was it for that.
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeshai, I'm going to read his scripture.
Mm-hmm.
This is Nahum 3 and 5. It says, Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. And that's what the Most High is doing with America. How is he doing that? He's doing that through his prophets. The prophets of the Lord are ones that are exposing America for all the wickedness that it's doing. As well as you got whistles, aka whistleblowers. Okay, you got Edomites exposing other Edomites of the wickedness of America, man.
Well, I got you.
Right?
That's Job.
That's why it says, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. Meaning, when you lift a woman's skirt up, they're now what? They're now exposed. Their nakedness is exposed. And that's what the prophets are doing to America, as well as the AKA whistleblowers or Edomites that are exposing America for its wickedness, man.
I got you right here. It's kind of lengthy. You got it. This is talking about Esau. Talk about whistleblowers and even your own people, Esau, or the nation of Edom. You're being exposed by your own people. Not only the prophets and only father, by your own people. This is a scripture, and that's prophecy, by the way. Because look, who wrote the book? The 13th tribe. What's the name?
Arthur Coaster.
Arthur Coaster. That's prophecy. That's in Edomite, your own people writing and exposing your lies.
Yeah.
Okay. There's many more examples we can use. Okay. Anyway, I got here. Which I'm sorry, the 13 tribes goes into what? That if the people who call themselves Jews today are Jewish, that would have to mean that there's a 13th tribe, because there's only 12 tribes in the nation of Israel, that what the Bible talks about. Okay, but if people on earth are calling themselves Jewish, that would have to be 13th tribe. But the whole title is being ironic. There's no such thing as a 13th tribe. All right, that was the whole point of that title of that book is iron. It doesn't make, it's oxymoron. It doesn't make any sense. And of course, that guy who wrote that book is dead. That's what they do when people try to reveal stuff. They kill you. All right. Anyway, this is Job chapter 18, verse 5. It says, "Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine." All right. And the wicked is none other than the so-called white men, the nation of Edom. Right? Because we can go down the line, but overall, we'll start what you did to the Most High. All right. You depicted his face as a leopard, leopard skin. Now, having leopard skin or pale skin or translucent skin, like you so-called white people, you nation of Edom, that's a curse. That's the same curse that Cain got, right? That the Most High put upon Cain. That mark is, I believe, Awath, which means a distinguishing appearance. And that distinguishing appearance was your skin color, and that's what you people are today. So you are the descendants in the spirit of Cain. And Cain, because the reincarnation is real, Cain or Esau, well, Cain came back on earth as Esau. All right, as Esau, as pertaining to what, Job chapter 23 and 25? Or 25 and 23, I was getting mixed up.
Genesis?
Yeah, okay. Which goes into what Esau, Jacob and Esau, which this is what it's all about, that Esau is a forefather of you so-called white people. All right. Matter of fact, let me get that proof. Let me get that proof real quick, because you got to explain who the wicked is, and it starts with what you did and how you depicted the Most High and his skin color, and that's wicked. Okay, so I'm just trying to look for one script. Okay, yeah, this is Genesis chapter 36, verse is it Esau the father of the Edomite?
10 out of
Okay,
places.
yeah, okay. This is it's verse 8 and 9. Okay. It says, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Okay? Esau is Edom. So Esau, again, was Jacob's brother. Esau in the Hebrew, like we always say, is Ishashua, which means wasted away is he, and which is talking about your skin pigmentation. Wasted away is he. You have no color, no melanin. And it says, is Edom. So Edom in the Hebrew means Adawam, which is red man, and the people who are known as the true red man on earth are you so-called white people, right? Because no, you're not literally red, right? But you are red. You do get red. The blood shows forth through your skin. You have a reddish pink tint. You're the red people of the earth. All right. So it says, and these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. So Esau is a father, or the generations start. You so-called white people of today, your forefather is Esau, and our forefather is Jacob, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. So I have to explain that to show you that who the wicked is, because again, to be that color is wicked. And what did you do? And this time, since the Renaissance period, you depicted the Most High, the Creator of the universe, and the power of the nation of Israel, as inferior, man, as having leopard skin. That's blasphemy is not the word, man.
Curse. It's a curse.
That's a curse, you know. And you did that to the Most High. So what do you think is gonna happen? Well, we'll tell you what's gonna happen. You can do 1,000 years of slavery, hardcore slavery, and pay for everything that you've done to the nation of Israel, starting against what you did to the Most High and how you depicted him, and took peace from the earth, destroyed his people, all right, and so on and so forth. Destroyed the earth, and so on and so forth. So again, this is Job chapter 18, verse 5. It says, yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. Okay? I mean, Baba, you can read this for me while or you want to break it down? Either one.
No, go ahead. Where you at?
Yeah, Job 18 and 5. Yeah, the light of the wicked should be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. And your light's being put out now, again, by World War III, by all the turmoil that's going all over the world. And your light, and hold that piece that we had before, don't lose that. Talk about exposing your wickedness. That light, you're not, that's another scripture. I forget what that is. It says, what happened, O Lucifer? How did you fall from heaven? Something to that effect. That's talking about you. I think that's in Isaiah too. You know, how would thou fall from heaven, O Lucifer? That's really.
I read that. That was Isaiah 14.
Oh, that was okay. Slack. Okay. Well, yeah, we don't gotta get it again. But that was talking about you, so-called white man, to say that how would you having the light, and the light represents in the scriptures wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, top wisdom, top knowledge. All right. So if you have that top knowledge, how are you falling from your position? Because for someone to have that top knowledge, they're not going to fall from their position. And that's going to reside on the nation of Israel. The nation of Israel, we're going to live forever. We're going to have that light, starting with Yahweh Shai from the Heavenly Father Yahweh. Right? Because Yahweh Shai, he's a true light bearer. He has a light, and we're supposed to follow him. So if you're saying you have that light, how can you fall from your position? Well, the Lord, when the scripture says he's going to put your light out, which means your light represents your knowledge and your demonic understanding, which is basically satanic worship. And you're being exposed, all right, by the prophets and your own people. Again, it says, yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. All right, the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. And that was the point there, that your own counsel is going to cast you down. Your steps to your New World Order, all right, the steps to bringing in your New World Order, bringing in your austerity measures, bringing in your plans that you want to bring upon the earth, which is the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. You want to chip everybody on earth. You want to track everybody on earth. You want to play God, right? You want to demasculate men. You want to allow sex changes amongst all people on earth. You just want nothing but confusion and confusion around the whole world, man. This is your agenda, and that's the new world order that they want to bring: a one world government, a one monetary system, and everybody has a chip. And now, if you look at the movie, there's a game called Cyberpunk. One of the brothers told me in Jersey. There's a game called Cyberpunk, and that's what they want your future to be: all chipped up with a transhumanism in your society, which means you can get mechanical parts and all that kind of stuff, or basically be a damn cyborg. And that's what age Esau's moving towards. That's his future. And it starts with the chip. It starts with the term called transhumanism, but also damn, what's it? The Internet of Things. The Internet of Things, where everything is digital and everything is connected through your refrigerator, your cell phone, your smart TV, your computer, your watch, your car. Everything's connected through the internet, and that's what age he's moving towards. Okay, but all those plans, especially bringing in your new world order, the RFID chip and chipping everybody, it's going to come to naught. Okay, it says, the steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Like, yeah, you got, like I said, the book called the 13th Tribe, exposing that there is no such thing as 13th Tribe. You got movies like there was a movie, I forget, it just took my tongue. There's a movie out there which talks about drugs coming into America. Oh, Kill the Messenger. Okay, Kill the Messenger. You got movies like that called Kill the Messenger, which talks about a reporter in the 80s, right, or a journalist in the 80s that was exposing the drugs, that he found that America was bringing in drugs into the United States. And that Noriega and Noriega and Rick Ross, and what's the other guy? I can't remember. Those big drug lords in South America. They have a Netflix movie about them.
Drug dealer.
Yeah, the Latin drug dealer. I forget, but all these the Killing Messenger movie exposed all that. The movie exposed all that to show that America's bringing drugs into communities. America's bringing these things that are destroying, bringing all those so-called bad things into this country. I'm just using drugs as an example. The movie talked about that, and what they do, they killed the guy. You got another great movie with Tom Cruise, I think, called American Dream. That came out like 2 years ago. That's another great movie talking about that was a real life movie. Talk about a smuggler who was hired by the government, U.S. government, CIA, and it went all the way to the President Reagan, and he knew about it. No, it was either Reagan or Bush, and they knew about it, and they kept. And then at the end of the day, they backstabbed his ass and put everything on his ass. That's another great movie to check out. That the point is that you have movies, documentaries, books out there exposing the wickedness of America. And I didn't really touch any good ones I just said out my mouth, if the only ones you want to say. But there's many other deeper things out there showing the wickedness of America. Programs, documentaries, books. Okay. So, to go on, it says the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. All right, meaning that your understanding, which that light represents your understanding. What are you understanding? All right. At the end of the day, what controls your society out there is nothing but symbolism or symbols, demonic symbolism, which goes back to pagan gods. All right, pagan deities, and this is what the people that own you, lock, stock, and barrel, the international bankers. This is what they believe in, man. They believe in science. They believe in paganism. No, excuse me. Paganism, idolatry. all these stuff you see on your logos out there in the streets when you go shopping with a smile on your face, go to Walmart or go to Target buying a new sweater, they have demonic symbolism on these logos that have vibrations on you. And they know that by color, by advertisement, by symbolism that have, and let alone all the stuff they're doing with 5G networking and there's certain cell phone towers that are used to brainwash you freaking dummies out there. People talking shit on the comment boards, man. You know? You people are totally zombified in their sleep. That's why when, I don't know what's going on in the comment board, my brother's dealing with this, but, you know, all you people talking shit, man, that day is you're gonna feel real stupid in that day. And it's already happening, but you just don't want to give up that dream. You don't want to give up that false reality of dream, man. But you're gonna give it up, all right, in the concentration camp. All right, that was it basically I had for that. Well, you know what? I can read a little more. It says, the steps of his strength should be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and walketh upon a snare. The jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. So yeah, just talk about the so-called white man, the nation of Edom, starting with international bankers, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergs, all these rich families that your own people are exposing your lies and your faults. And at the end of the day, you're falling into your own trap because those nuclear missiles that you created or that the Most High put in your minds to make, those are used for your own destruction. Those missiles are used for your own destruction. You set your own trap. You making your own killing instrument. And the thing about it is the Most High is doing it, not you. World War III, you're going to go to World War III. Because if you knew anything, World War III is your demise, you so-called white people. World War III is the end of you so-called white people. That's the end of your demise, man. But you're going to go to World War III. Because it's prophecy. You know, this thing between Iran and America, it's going to escalate. We pray it escalates very soon, man. It's right there. All the stuff you see in the news, that's not what's going on. Right? They're about to go to war over there, man. Like we just read through the article. Iran is ready to use their military might against them. Russia's ready too. Matter of fact, they're planning an attack probably, man. They're probably planning. These other nations are ready to do something to America, man. Anyway, I think that was it. You got something?
You got more on the article?
Yeah, I'll read some. Let's see. You got something to say, or I'm looking?
Yeah, I'm looking at this article here now. It says, Iran commander calls U.S. military in Gulf a target, not a threat. Okay, so you know, like we're going into war. The spirit of war is in the air, man.
Yeah.
And this is all prophecy, man. You know, going to Matthew's, the 24th chapter, the Lord explained the things that's going to take place prior to Him coming, prior to Him delivering the nation of Israel, and that's war. You know, and you see it, man. I mean, if you can't see it, that's the Most High preventing you to see it. But it's plain, man. It's plain as day. There's war coming in the air. All right, the spirit of war is throughout all these nations, man. And one thing you have to question yourself is this: you don't have to believe us if we say that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical Israelites, right? You don't have to believe that. But one thing you have to question is, who are the people that are calling themselves the Jews today that are in the land of Israel? Because according to prophecy, once the real people go back to their land, there shall be no war. But all you see, if you turn on the news, you see nothing but war, man. So what's going on? Somebody's lying.
Come.
It's either the people that are calling themselves the Jews or the Bible's lying.
And just to back you up, the people that call themselves Jews, there's a law out there, a national law to say what? That it's illegal to investigate the Holocaust in 14 countries. All right? Mm-hmm. Ask yourself that. I'm going to say it again. It's illegal to investigate the Holocaust in 14, or actually it's 18 countries. All right, one of them is Israel itself, France, Australia, Turkey. I'm just going off memory. I know Australia, France, and Israel obviously on there. Turkey's on there, and a whole bunch of other countries. That it is illegal. I'm going to say it again, very slowly. It is illegal to investigate the Holocaust, all right, in these countries. If you investigate the Holocaust, like for example, if you're in high school and you're in college, you want to do research on the Holocaust, right? Just do a paper on it or expose it on the automatic. You can't even do that, man. Or I'll say this: expose it. Let me not say use the word expose. I'll say counter their so-called truths. For example, the Diary of Anne Frank, right? The pen that was written for the Diary of Anne Frank, that pen that was used to write that diary wasn't created until 1951. All right. So, how is this book that in the World War II ended in 1945? And I think she was living around 43 or 42 or something like that, and died or something. So my question is, how is she gonna write that? How is she gonna write that if the pen that was written in that book wasn't created until 1951? It never happened, man. Along with many other proofs that they're on the internet that's really being hid from you people. Just to back up what the brother's saying, man. You people, man, you know, there's two kind of people in the world: peons and then people in the know. And ultimately, people in the know are people who know about that. There's an esoteric government, there's a shadow government that runs the world. But the ultimate people in the know are the men of the Lord, man, the elect. Starting with our apostles of GMS, our elders, our apostles, given from the power of the Most High, what you people call God and Christ, which is not their names. He's opening up his men to get full understanding what's going to go on these last days. And Lord willing, you're looking at. All right, we're bringing out the prophecies to you according to the scriptures to you on the internet. All right, in efforts to wake up the elect, and the elect basically is sealed. But you people are finished, man. Anyway, you done? Because you were saying something, I can't cut you off.
All right, yeah, I was done.
All right,
I got a precept.
okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Right, so this is Ezekiel, the brother GMS Labors put out another precept. This is Ezekiel 25 and 14. It says, I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury and according to my fury, and they shall know, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord. So this is something sanctioned by the Lord, sanctioned by the Most High. The takedown of the nation of Edom, which didn't take place yet, by the way. Okay, you had the guy on the comment board saying Edom was desolate. That didn't take place yet. That was a future prophecy. Edom, which is you so-called white people, he's probably Edomite. Yeah. Edom, which is you so-called white people, will be taken down by the Israelites as soon as we get the okay or the go ahead from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, or who you even call God in Christ. Okay. All right, and you can see that the prelude to that takedown is the wars and rumors of war, man. Okay, I'll read it again. This article says Iran commander calls U.S. military engulf a target and not a threat. All right, so those are threatening words, man.
Okay.
You know, threatening words. Yep, that was it.
Let me see. I saved an article, another one here. I'm trying to pull it up now.
Okay, and it's yeah, so so the spirit of it, and you got Trump, and you got his security advisor John Bolton. Their whole premise, their whole ideology is to get rid of Iran. They want to start war with Iran. Israel, they want to do what? They want to start war with Iran. Okay, so this third world war is inevitable, and who's making them do that? It tells you that the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He does whatever he wants with it, man. So it's the Most High that's making these nations want to go to war or want to bring in that third world war. Okay.
This guy Nick Brady's funny, man.
Anyway.
I don't even mention his name. Anyway, all right. So I got an article here called this is out of RT News. All right, it's called Better Act Now. All right, and it says Trump threatens China with far worse trade deal in his second term. Okay. So again, I'm going to read a little bit of this. It says the self-proclaimed master of deal-making, U.S. President Donald Trump, has warned Beijing against waiting out his term in hopes of more lenient approach from a successor, saying he will insist on even worse conditions after 2020. In an apparent attempt to Corica China into making concessions following a round of high-level trade talks in Washington that ended with no breakthrough, Trump resorted to racketeering tactic, urging China to come on board with his terms now unless it wants to deal with a much tougher post-2020 Trump. Okay, I'm going to read a quote from Trump. It says, I think that China felt they're being beaten so badly in recent negotiation that they may as well wait around for the next election, 2020, to see if they could get lucky and have a Democrat win, in which case they would continue to rip off the U.S. $500 billion a year. Okay, I just read that to show again that, look, man, there's turmoil and amongst these nations, man. There's a lot of bad blood between these nations, and we told you on the shows before that what happens before a world's war, trade wars. What's happened this past year? You got sanctions, new sanctions on Iran, right? Trump just this week announced, if we could pull up article, if anybody does business with Iran, basically, right, that America's not going to do business with them. All right, this happened this week. Okay, you have now. I read the article that America is talking shit to China, saying that they better follow these deals or else when my next term is going to be even worse. Okay, so you can't deny the times we're in. You can't deny the times of what's going on all over the world that is prophesied and talked about in the scriptures once again. Okay? And we're not out here to make you believe. We don't give a damn what you people say out there. You can scoff, you can say whatever you want. Your world is done. Your kingdom's done, this world is done. The only thing is going to happen is that the Lord is going to save his elect out of here and destroy America. I mean, even your international bankers don't believe in America. You people have been tricked. America's under an experiment that's over with. It's being liquidated. That's why all your jobs are being liquidated and outsourced in other countries, man. All right? Anyway, that was it for that one. Anything you got?
No.
Let me see. I get something else. Talking about exposing, I think Isaiah 47 I could get. I'll get Isaiah 47. Let me see. Okay, we got Isaiah 47. It says, or we could bring our concentrated scriptures on war too. I could do that too. Matter of fact, can you get Isaiah 34 for me, Baba Bashar? Let's get a missile script. Bring that out real quick. Matter of fact, all the scriptures. It's a lot.
All right, so I'm gonna start at 1.
Yeah, I think that's where you can start. Yeah.
All right, so this is Isaiah 34 and 1. It says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all the things that come forth of it."
Yeah. So how's the Lord going to make you hear? Well, He's making you hear now by gathering you nations for war. All right, and hearing by the prophets bringing out this truth. Because we're telling you what's going to befall you in the very near future, man. World War III, other nations done with getting ready for slavery. so-called white man, get ready for slavery, and get ready for America to be blown out in the face of the map. And for Israel to rise, the Lord's chosen people.
It says, "For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter."
Yeah, so we read about the Lord's indignation earlier, which is righteous anger. The Lord got plenty to be angry about. How you depicted him, the so-called white man, what you did by making the Most High and his Son look inferior, depicting him not as their true image, with leopard skin, and so on and so forth. Lied about who his people are. You touched the apple of his eye, which is his nature. The so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, we're the apple of the Most High's eye. We are engraven in the palm of his hands. That's what, so you touched his people. All right, so the Lord has righteous anger against you, and is going to bring that wrath upon you people, man, all nations, and his own people, especially again, starting with the so-called white man here in America, man, and all over the world. And that righteous anger is going to come in the form of ICBM or intercontinental ballistic missiles. That's an example of the Lord's righteous anger.
It says, "Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood."
Yeah, basically a lot of death, man. A lot of death. And you see that's happening now with the Ebola, the Black Death news that came out last week. So there's many ways the Lord's going to get you. Through plagues, through violence, through military action, through war action, through disease outbreaks, to sedition amongst men. Always, man. Hunger.
It says, verse 4, it says, "And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree."
Yeah, it's talking about that World War III. And what's going to, again, interrupt that is none other than the Most High, the Lord Yahushai, and the chariots. But first and foremost, talking about really when the missiles hit down. When the missiles hit down on America, all your hosts of heaven, which are your airplanes, your fighter jets, they're going to fall down like bugs in the sky, man. Like little insects. All right, so when those missiles touch down, that's what it's talking about when it says, "And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll," because when a nuclear missile touches ground, it creates a mushroom cloud that looks like an actual scroll. And this was a vision given to the ancient prophets. They saw this vision. The Lord actually put them there. You can call it time travel, so to speak. Right? He put them there, and he showed the prophets what was going to happen in these latter days. And that's why the scripture. That's why, again, just like you're not going to see American in the Bible, you're not going to see the word nuclear missile in the Bible, but you're going to see stuff that describe it, because that's how the prophets described it in their time. Okay, it looked like a scroll. All right.
It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea."
See, that's another name for America, Idumea. All right, which Idumea goes back to the name Edom. All right, the Idumea goes back down to the name Edom, which represents you so-called white people. So Edom is not done away with. Why? Because it talks about missiles touching down upon them. That's why it says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven." All right, that sword that's going to be bathed in heaven does not the nuclear missiles look like a sword? Does not the nuclear missiles look like arrows? Right? Okay, so this is what the prophets, when they got their vision from the Most High, this is what they saw. They described them as swords, as arrows. Just like if the Lord gave me a vision or put me in a place 1,000 years from now, how am I going to describe the stuff I see 1,000 years from now and write it down? I'm going to describe it from the stuff I see today. Oh, it looks like an iPad. Or it looks like I saw something that looks like a PSD, a PS2 control. I see something that looks like a tripod. So that's how things were described. So again, that sword is talking about that missile. Should be bathed in heaven, right? It's a sword taking a bath in heaven, getting washed up in there with soap. soap on the water? No, it's talking about the heavens represent the sky or the upper atmospheres, right? Being going up in the atmospheres and coming down and touching down on Earth. If you look at the cycle of a nuclear missile, it actually goes above planet Earth, comes back down. So when it says be bathed in heaven, it's actually getting a blessing from the Lord to do its will, which is to destroy America. Mm-hmm.
It says the sword of the Lord is filled with blood, and is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of the lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord had a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
See, so America's called Idumea. America's called Basra. Okay, and also when it refers to with the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made with fatness, and with blood of the lambs, goats, and with the fat of kidneys of rams. That's talking about the sacrifices. That's why it says, for the Lord had the sacrifice in Basra. Meaning, yeah, you people in America, man, you're going to be a nice big sacrifice to the Most High. You know, you're going to be a sacrifice of death to the Most High. Because judgment is coming to America by all your wickedness, by your corruption, by all your vanity, by all your demonic virtue. I mean, I don't know what else we want to call it, man. This place is a demonic cesspool, man. The most wickedest place on planet Earth is America. And the Lord has a great sacrifice in America. Why? Because our blood was shed here on American soil. All right? The Native Americans' blood was shed on American soil. All right? You have, and the atrocities are still going on to this day amongst our people. And no justice is being brought for us. You got little girls, you have something called gator bait. We always bring that out. Little black children used as alligator bait during the time of slavery. You got little kids getting shot down by police, little 12-year-old kids getting shot down by police in a Walmart parking lot, and the guy who shot him gets maybe a week suspension. This is the country that we're living in, that we don't have no justice for us. So who's going to justify us? Well, the Lord himself when he comes back. So my point is that America is going to be a great sacrifice, because when you go to the laws, that's what we have to do to sacrifice for our sins. All right, but this place is run by sin, so you're going to have to pay for the sins that you've committed against the Most High, man. One of the big sins was touching his people, all right, and being a damn devil. So you're going to be sacrificed, man.
Let me read. I guess I can read this. This is Zechariah 11:5.
I think there was a little.
Yeah.
You gonna go back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zechariah 11:5. It says, "Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their shepherds pity them not." Yeah, because I think you said that
little girls getting killed.
Right, and they're not held accountable, man. That's only that prophecy or this scripture is talking about how our possessors, which right now currently is you white people, going back to the Renaissance, when you came into power, you were able to do all type of atrocities to us and not be held accountable yet, man. You know, you're not been even to this day, when all people are supposed to be equal. We're all under the jurisdiction of the Constitution, and we all are supposed to be in accordance with all the law. Like we all get, that's not in the society. That's because Esau or you white people are able to murder us and still get away with it.
Get away with it.
Yep. So back in Isaiah 34, I'm at verse 7. It says, "And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, in the year of his recompenses, for the controversy of Zion."
That's a beautiful thing, man. So So this goes to all Israel, man. All of Israel, all you so-called blacks, all you Latinos, all you Native Americans, man. You are the children and you are the people of the Most High, the nation of Israel, Yasha Allah. And all the stuff that's happened unto our people till now and to our past lives, or now say our history in America, in the Caribbean islands, in South America, in Central America, and all over the world where we are oppressed. All right, the Lord's going to avenge His people because we're at the time that the curse is over with. We have taken the dregs of the cup. Now the dregs of the cup is going to befall upon the other nations, and especially start with the so-called white man. All the hell and the hell and the peace that you took from the earth, and the anguish and pain that you caused people all over the world, man, especially the nation of Israel. What you did to them in slavery, what you're doing on to this day, destroying our people, man. Look at the ghettos. Look at the state of our people in the ghettos, man. They don't know they've been lost. That's the worst condition a person can be, where they don't know that they're lost. Our people don't know, then they don't even know that they're lost. They don't even know that they're being drugged every day by what they eat, being fed bullshit, being taught lies. And verse 5 says, "For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance." So He's gonna have a vengeance for you, how you depicted Him, how you depicted Him on earth, and what you did to His people. Number one is what, and then remember, I don't want to get too deep into it, but remember, it was the Romans. It was under the Roman jurisdiction that the Lord was killed, right? Even though our own people killed Him, but it happened under Roman law.
Or gave Him up.
Or they gave Him up. Who are the Romans today? America. Okay? And you're still doing the same thing. Because here now we're bringing out the truth of who the Lord is, and you still, on the comment boards talking your shit, have something to say. Oh, the Lord can't be black. He ain't that. You're still doing the same shit. And our own people are doing the same stuff to the Lord Himself, still giving Him up or cursing Him out. So the Lord's going to have His vengeance, man, on earth. Okay, and then it says, in the year of recompense, the year of payback for the controversy of Zion, because there's a controversy, it's a problem what happened to us, man. Who's, what's that, Jeremiah 5:15 or 15:5? Who shall bemoan thee? All right, it's a controversy. It's a problem what's happening to the Lord's people, and nobody's out there trying to inform the Lord's people of who they are. Nobody was trying to help the so-called blacks, the Latinos, the Native Americans out. Who was out here helping the Native Americans while they were getting slaughtered? Who tried to fight to protect the Native Americans while they got their land took it away from them? And you got the so-called white man here in this land acting like it's his. This is not a dog-eat-dog world. It's not the king of the jungle. The Lord gave you power to have you do what you're doing today by lies of deception and iconoclasm, things like that. All right? You didn't get the power on your own, but overall, it was nobody's out, no other nation is out there trying to help us. No other faction, no other organization is trying to help the true people of the Lord.
Yeah, that's why it says in Deuteronomy 28, it says, "And no man shall buy you," meaning no man shall save you. Right? So I got a Jeremiah one. This is Jeremiah 15:5. It says, "For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem?"
Yeah, pity means sorrowful, man. Sorrowful, helpful.
Or who shall bemoan thee?
Bemoan means be cry for you, bewail you. Who's crying that for us besides our people? Any other nation crying for what happened to us all these years? Is any other nation talking about iconoclasm? Hey man, don't you know you were King Arthur? Don't you know your people go back to rule Spain? Don't you know you are the original Vikings, the so-called black? Don't you know the Scotland? Is anybody out there telling us this, writing about that? Nah. Nobody's out there trying to cry for the nation of Israel or help us or tell us. No, nobody's doing that. How do we come back into this truth? Only by the Spirit of Yahweh, by Shema Shai, opening up the seals thereof, opening up the book through our Lord Yahweh Shai, and giving us this knowledge back unto us. Right, giving us this knowledge back unto us to what to do. Ezekiel 37th chapter, put the bones and the sinews and the muscles upon us to wake us back up again. And it starts with the name of Heavenly Father and knowing who we belong to, all right, in His name. So who woke us back up? The spirit of Yahweh Shemashai, through the spirit of truth. No other nation, no other people. So the controversy of Zion, the Lord's going to avenge that. Talking about Isaiah 35 and 8. All right, he's going to avenge all the stuff that happened to us throughout the times, and especially in America, man.
It says, or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?
Yeah, and the answer is nobody. All right, that was it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, back to Isaiah.
Right.
Verse 9.
All right, verse 9.
You can read 8 again.
All right, it says, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall not be quenched day nor night. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever.
Yeah, and this is talking about a land of America. All right, that this place is going to be burnt up like a ditch pitch. There's going to be nothing here. There's going to be basically a big desert where desert creatures, demonic spirits roaming around here, man. Spirits, creatures, and nothing's going to be here forever. This land is going to be a memorial to what not to be, and an example of what you so-called white people are, and what happens when you go against the Most High. Really, that's going to be the number one example. What happens when you're the wicked? Okay, you're going to be turned to dust and powder. All right?
Keep going.
Yeah.
Verse 11, it says, but the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it, the owl also and the raven shall dwell in it. And he shall stretch out upon it this line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. They shall call the bodies thereof.
Yeah, because the lines of confusion represent, you're not going to see any more state lines. You're not going to see any more borders or whatever. You're not going to know what Jersey was from California. You're not going to be able to identify Texas. You're not going to be able to identify Florida. This place is going to be utterly obliterated, man. It's going to be cleansed and baptized by fire, because fire is another cleansing agent. This place is going to be totally wiped out and clean, man. Because America is dirty. Dirty spiritually, morally. It's a low land, and it needs to be wiped off the face of the earth, man. It's a problem to the all world economies. It's a problem to the whole world, to the whole people, and it's a problem to number one, to the nation of Israel, and a problem to the Most High. That's why He's going to wipe you off and destroy you people out there, man.
Right. It says, they shall call the nobles thereof the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing, and the thorns shall come up in their palaces.
All the way to the end. We'll read to the end. Just let you know.
Palaces, nettles, and brambles in the fortress thereof, and it shall be an habitation of dragons and a court of owls.
Yeah, just talk about all the wild beasts that's going to be here in America. You know, once the missiles touch down here and wipe America off. You know, again, this is biblical prophecy, man.
It's gonna be like a desert, you know.
Come on.
Yep.
Big desert. Yep. Come on.
It says the wild beasts of the the wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island.
Yeah, see, the wild beasts of the desert should meet the wild beasts of the island,
And the satyr shall cry to his fellow, and the screech owl also shall rest there, and find for herself a place of rest. There shall the great owl make her nest, and lay and hatch, and gather under her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, every one with her mate. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Yeah, so that before the last verse 15 is just talking about what's going to be in America, a land of what you call America today, which is going to be just a great desert after the missiles touch down and destroy the landscape of America. It's not going to be recognizable. You're not going to know. It's just going to be a big, great desert and eventually inhabited by wild creatures. 16.
It's, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and in his spirit it hath gathered him.
Yeah, so seek ye out the book of the Lord, which we're reading out right now, the King James Version Bible, right, which is the truest form, going back to the to the uh, to the book that was translated under Alexandra, the Great Alexandra, or actually I'm saying his name wrong. Well, it goes back to the Alexandrian Library, which goes back to the Septuagint. You know, under the Greek rulership of Alexander, he took all nations' top knowledge or religion, so to speak, and translated them into Greek. And now you have it all the way down to the Greek, to the Latin, to the Hebrew, to the Greek, to the Latin, and now to the English. So the King James Version Bible, well, the King James Version is a straight translation from the Latin that was translated all the way from the Greek. So it has never been tampered with. So the Most High preserved His word on earth. People want to say, "Oh, this was made up and fabricated." No, the Lord has never been tampered with. Now you do lose understanding when you change languages. That's why you got to go into the words, got to go into the Greek, Latin, and Hebrew to understand more of what it means. But overall, you're supposed to look into this book, the King James Version Bible, and look at these prophecies. All right, study the scripture and see what if these things are going to happen, and they will. All right, and you're not going to learn none other than have a teacher. You have to have a teacher to teach you. All right, which is none other than only can be in Hebrew Israelite, or I'll say a man of the Lord, who is in Hebrew Israelite. Well, excuse me, a man of the Lord is going to be a Hebrew Israelite. All right, period. All right, so again from the top.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord, and read. Yep. No one of these shall fail.
The prophecies.
None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and in His spirit it hath gathered them.
Keep going.
And He has cast a lot, and He has cast a lot for them, and His hand hath divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever, from generation to generation shall they dwell therein.
Yeah. So each of these prophecies have a time period when they're going to come in. You know, and they're going to come to pass. All right, so it may be comical to you about reading about America's going to be a desert. It's going to be, it's not going to come to pass. But, you know, like Apostle Thor said through the Spirit, only time will tell. You know, because we don't expect you to believe us. You know, you be looking at us as regular people and things of that nature. But it don't matter. The scripture says the sheep hear my voice. You know, the people that believe in His word or believe in Yahweh Shema Shai, right, and believe in his testimony and the prophecies written in the Bible and in the holy books, they're gonna wake up regardless, man. Why? Because it's prophecy, and it's also prophecy that the majority of the world they're not gonna realize the truth of the Bible. So we don't expect people to come up here and oh, I agree with you. We expect the majority not to agree with us because that's prophecy. So, but to the men of the Lord, to the elect men, they're gonna seek this book. And we see clearly, man, that none of these are going to fail. It's coming to pass. You know, these prophecies are coming to pass, man. And like we're starting the show with, you know, what's going on between Iran and America, we've been waiting for this, man. Starting with our apostles, you know, we'll really, let me rephrase that, start with Yahweh Shai. All right, he's been waiting to come back and get the word from the Heavenly Father. All right, again, we had that time. You know, Iran, America, is that last Trump. The RFID chip is here. The mark of the beast is here. So that's all we're waiting on, man. It ain't gonna get and tell you, man. Right now, the state of the world that you see, you see your stores, they're still intact. You go work every day. Your power's still on. You know, but there's gonna be something very soon, man, done by your own government as usual. That's gonna change your whole country and change your whole world. And it's gonna be dramatic. It's gonna be mass death. It's gonna be big, man. It's gonna be huge. And all you people talking your shit out there on the comment boards, thinking you're all of a sudden, you don't look at the Bible at all. But when we come on the internet, all of a sudden you want to be master of the scriptures now. Tell us what it is. All you scoffers, all you other false camps talking shit. You know, there's gonna be something very soon that's gonna happen that's gonna change the course of everything, man. And again, we're going to see who the true believers are and the people who are really bringing out the true word of Heavenly Father. You know, and none other than the elect are going to do so. All right? And as far as the brothers, we already know the true men who are sincere in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. Amen. We all got to lean on each other through the spirit of our Lord and lean on each other, man. You know, and lean on Yahweh Shai in that name. Because it's getting tough now with demons attacking us and all that stuff, but it's all for a purpose to make us stronger. Because again, what's going to happen very soon, it ain't going to be the same. It's going to change everything. And you got to be strong in that day. You got to be strong in the Lord to make it. You got anything?
No.
All right. You got anything to say? Or?
No, we close that.
All right. So with that, I'd like to say World War III is coming, which is prophesied in the scriptures. The civil unrest in this country and all over the world that's happening is not by accident. It's all being done and manifested by Yahweh Bashim Shai, just like in the Avengers series, like how Thanos was doing to the Avengers. He making them having infightings amongst them and all that kind of stuff. That's what the Lord is doing to this whole world. All right, and you know, as far as the elect, they're they're awakening and getting awakened, and the Lord's on his way back to do what he has to do, man, which is prophecy, and to set up the kingdom of the nation of Israel, and to set his name on earth. All right, so with that, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Akar, B'dash. I'd like to say double honors to our apostles of GMS, double honors to the Connecticut elders of GMS, our big brothers. Shalom to all the brothers in this country and all over the world who are prophesying in the true name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, and those who are scattered abroad. All right, Shalom, my good.